What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on JS Urban Adventures, we're going to be trying to extract a rounded bolt from the van. So this is a van repair how-to video, and I'm going to be learning right along with you guys because I don't know what I'm doing. I've watched some YouTube videos. That's about the extent of my research and my mechanic knowledge. But wish me luck that we can get this thing fixed. Check it out. So here is why the van is out of commission. As you can see, my wheel bearing is gone. I can lift the rotor. There's no wheel bearing in there. So this is also if I get the bolt off, this will also be a how to change a wheel bearing video. Got the new wheel bearings in the van, and basically we need to get this piece off, and then we need to remove the rotor. Already got the tire off, and we need to take out all that broken crap that's in there off and put in a new wheel bearing in here. But before I can do that, we've got to fix this problem. Get under here. So, see that bolt there? It's rounded. It got rounded while I was trying to get it off. I was using a 12 point socket. I think I should have been using a 6-point socket. And also, when the wheel bearing blew out, I think it made the whole system, like the brakes stopped working and everything, because I think when the bearing blew out, it made the whole thing ajar, so it was like crooked. And when that happened, I think it kind of locked this bolt into place. So I'm gonna have to run to Sutherland's, grab a few things. I need some WD-40 to lube up this bolt, and we're gonna try a few different techniques. My last resort is I have a couple screw extractors, and so to do that we have to drill into the bolt, and then you tap in the screw extractor, and it has counterclockwise threads instead of clockwise threads. And once you put the screw extractor into the hole in the screw, you twist counterclockwise and it brings it out. But that has to be my last resort, because if that doesn't work, then it's going to be a real big problem, because we're going to have an extractor broken off inside of the bolt, which is even a bigger problem. So first we're going to try a few other things. I don't have all the tools I need to try all the different things I need. You can use a big old I forget, like a big monkey wrench that has all the grooves on the teeth, like a bigger version of this kinda. But the problem is I don't think I can fit one of those in there. I'm also wondering if I'll even be able to fit the drill in there to drill that out. I'm gonna mess around with this thing a few times. The videos I've watched said that you can put one of these onto the bolt really tight, and since it has more teeth, it can grab onto it and twist it. So I'm gonna give that a go first. I've already tried it a little bit. I'm gonna try it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna run over to Sutherland's and see what they have, and I'll let you know when I'm there if they got what I need. But let's hope we can get this thing off. Alright, so one of the first things I'm gonna try before I go buy stuff is using a file. I'm gonna try to file some of this roundness out and make the bolt, try to make it closer to normal, and then I'm gonna hope that helps. We'll see what happens. Just like this. That's basically what I'm gonna do all the way around the bolt as much as I can, and we're gonna try it again the regular way. Alright, so I got it filed, and now I got this thing on there. This thing is on and it's not spinning. This ratchet 18mm socket, and it is a 6-point, and it's not spinning, but I can't get it to move. I think that bolt is just like locked in place, which I think it's just going to keep getting more and more. I don't think it's coming out. I think the only way it's coming out is we need some heat. One of you put in the comments that I could weld another nut onto that bolt, and that the heat from the welding would help loosen it, and then I could have something better to grab onto. And I thought I did have access to a welder, but I don't think I do anymore, due to some changes in some recent events and stuff. But I got this giant pipe. We're gonna put it on this ratchet, see if it'll give us enough leverage to get this thing off of there. Okay, now my problem is that this pipe is too long and it's hitting the ground. Oh man, problem after problem. After a long time, finally got the bolt off. My boss had to come and basically I filed the head of the bolt so that this would fit on it, and it fit on tight. Ow, that's hot. And I used the pipe and I was trying to get it off, and I broke a ratchet. So we had one more ratchet. This is the same exact ratchet that broke, but well, not the same one, but the same model ratchet that broke. So we had one more of these. My boss came to help me out. He had a blowtorch, and so we basically put the blowtorch. There was no getting the bolt off. It was locked in there, so we had to hit a blowtorch onto where the bolt was, which I'm not going to touch because it's still hot. And now I got the whole brake caliper system off of there, and now the rotor will just freely, make sure it's not hot because we were hitting it with a blowtorch. Well, before I get it off, I got to take that pin out. Take that pin out right there, get this whole thing off, and then get the rotor off, and then change the wheel bearings. But yeah, so bolts off. Unfortunately, now there's something else I have to replace because we melted it while we were blowtorching it. This rubber piece right here, you can't see it, but on the bottom side it's melted. I don't know how important that is, but we're gonna find out. Let me get this rotor off, and then we'll switch up these wheel bearings. Well, now I can't get this bolt off. This bolt should twist right off, but all of this stuff, which I believe is from the last wheel bearing, is all wrapped up around in it. The rotor's free, pretty much, but it can't come out until that bolt comes off. So now I've got to figure out how to get that bolt off. Trying to use this, should be working. It's not working. I'm getting frustrated. Well, after some jiggling, I was able to get the rotor off without taking the bolt off, which isn't supposed to happen. This ring is stuck in here. Let's get this out. Doesn't want to come out. Yeah, look at this, it's all destroyed. The rotor in there, a lot of metal shavings, but hopefully that's not too damaged. Let's look at it from the other side. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, the rotor's damaged too, right here. So I'm gonna have to take this rotor back to AutoZone to warranty it out. I'm gonna have to get a new rotor again. This is the old rear, or the inside bearing and the inside bearing seal, totally destroyed. So we have new, I have new of this. This is the outer bearing. I have a new one of these. It's totally demolished and it's stuck on there, so I'm gonna have to get that off somehow too. Oh man, that Actually, I think that's the inside bearing. I think it's like fused onto there. So there's still a lot of work left to be done, but got the bolt off. So some tricks you can use to get a bolt off. You can use a chisel and a hammer, and you put the chisel against the bolt at just enough angle for it to dig into the bolt, knock it loose. You can weld a nut onto your old bolt, and then you just use that nut to get it loose. You can use extractors, which I think that's kind of like a last resort type thing, so I didn't do that. Or heat up the bolt. You can file it. You file a flat into it, and you can use a wrench to grab your two flat parts. Or if it's not that rounded, like my bolt wasn't too super rounded, so I just took the file around the edges, and I took out the roundness, and then we hammered a socket onto the bolt, put our ratchet on. We used a pipe for leverage, and the first time I did that, it broke the ratchet. So the second time we used a blowtorch. Heat is another way that helps. You can take a blowtorch, heat it up real hot. It'll expand with the heat, and then as it cools down, it'll shrink again, and that'll loosen it up if it's thread locked. I think that was the case with this bolt. I think when the wheel bearings blew the wheel, and I drove with it like that for a while, it was running ajar. It was running like slightly crooked, and I think it thread locked the bolt. But got the bolt off. Now I just gotta fix all this stuff. Like that's probably part of the wheel bearing. I gotta get all this stuff off of here. I gotta get that bolt off. So there's still plenty to do. Yay. Anyways, that's my little video for how to get bolts off that are stuck. A little van life mechanic how-to. I'm learning right along with you guys. If you're doing the van life and you don't have a lot of car knowledge like I do, you save a lot of money from not having to go to the mechanic and just have them fix everything if you can do it yourself. So that's what I'm trying to learn. You definitely don't save yourself headaches. You definitely don't save yourself frustration. But I don't mind some headaches and frustration if it saves me money, honestly. So that's it, guys. Throw a thumbs up on this video. Check out the Patreon. Comment, drop me a comment. Give me more advice on what I should do about this, and yeah, all that good stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace. The Dragon Wagon's out of commission right now.